What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Trent Davis, and I'm coming at you with another episode of the Sports Craze. Yes, the college football finale. Where has this college football season gone? It felt like just yesterday I was doing Clemson schedule preview, South Carolina schedule preview, and conference previews. Now I'm doing the national championship game preview. Where'd the season go, guys? It feels like every year college football flies by. Like it's the quickest sport that it's just like that. It's like boom, boom, you're done. I guess because it is one of the shortest sports, but it's crazy how it flies by. But we do have an amazing championship game to discuss. Now, yes, the semifinals were not that great, but I have a feeling this national championship game is going to be one for the ages, just like we saw in 2015 and 2016 between Clemson and Alabama. Anyway, guys, before I get into any of this, don't forget to please hit the subscribe button to this channel and like the video. Do all that good stuff. Please do it. I really would appreciate that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get down to business. All right, like I said, Clemson, Alabama, Part 4. What else do you want, people? The best two teams in the country are playing once again in the national championship game, and I can't wait to watch it. This game will be played, in case you don't know, Monday, January 7th, 8 o'clock on ESPN, played in Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. That is where the San Francisco 49ers play their football. And the spread in this game, in case you're wondering, Alabama is a 6-point favorite. Okay, so if you saw my Clemson Notre Dame and Alabama Oklahoma preview videos, you saw that I did some key players to look out for in those games and some key stats that would determine who would win those games. For this one, I'm going to do it a little differently just because I feel like I would be redundant in some players and some stats. I'd kind of go back to those same things. I don't really think I want to see those again, so I'm going to change it up. Instead of doing that, I'm going to give you the key positions in this game, and whatever position plays better has a great opportunity to take home the CFP National Championship. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's start with the quarterbacks. Tua Tagovailoa, the Alabama quarterback, versus Trevor Lawrence, the Clemson quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa has more experience than Trevor Lawrence. Tua Tagovailoa is a sophomore. Tua Tagovailoa has played in a national championship game. Not only played, but brought his team back from the dead in the second half in a national championship game last year against Georgia. Trevor Lawrence is a freshman. Trevor Lawrence has never been on a stage this big before. Now, I think Trevor Lawrence is an amazing, amazing quarterback. He is going to play in the NFL, just like Tua Tagovailoa. But because he is a freshman and because he has not been on this stage yet, he played great against Notre Dame. But that was a semifinal game. That was not a national championship game. So I'm going to give the edge on quarterbacking to Alabama and Tua Tagovailoa. Okay, now the defensive line. For Alabama, you got Williams, Buggs, and Davis versus Farrell, Wilkins, and Bryant. Those are the Clemson defensive linemen. Both these defensive lines are elite. I could argue these are the top two defensive lines in the country. Both defensive lines create havoc for opposing quarterbacks. And I do think this is one of the most important position battles that we will see on Monday night. Whatever defensive line can get to the opposing quarterback more has a great chance of winning this game. The advantage I have, though, everybody's been saying all year, they said they were the best defensive line last year, and they all came back. Clemson does have the advantage in the defensive line, in Farrell, Wilkins, and Bryant. All right, for the secondary. For Alabama, you got Carter, Diggs, and Thompson versus Clemson secondary in Muse, Mullen, and Fields. Definitely, these are probably the weak spots in both of these defenses. Alabama's secondary is very young. They do have a few veterans on that secondary, but not many. And then Clemson, they do also have a few veterans in that secondary as well, but of course, you saw the Texas A&M game, you saw the South Carolina game. So Clemson has been exposed a few times, and so has Alabama's secondary with Georgia. But you could argue with Oklahoma last week. Now I know that was Kyler Murray; he was the Heisman Trophy winner, but still. But because Alabama has faced, I think, a little more stiffer passing offenses this year, I will give the advantage here to Alabama's secondary. I think they are just, even though they're younger than Clemson, I think they're a little bit more talented, and they have played better this year on a consistent basis. All right, now the running backs for Alabama, you got Damian Harris, Jacobs, and Najee Harris. Those are 3 Alabama backs that kind of split reps all around. Nick Saban does a great job of keeping those running backs fresh when they need them to kind of like do what they did against Oklahoma. Slow the game down, become kind of like a power, kill the clock, keep the ball away from Kyler Murray. That's kind of what they did against Oklahoma, and they did a good job at it. Versus the Clemson running backs of Etienne, Feaster, and Choice. Kind of the same thing here. Etienne does get most of the carries, but Feaster and Choice have a huge part sometimes. Feaster is usually sometimes starts out the game. He kind of gets a few series under his belt. Sometimes he just takes the whole series. And Choice is kind of like a power back. He's Clemson's third down back. He likes to get dirty and get those tough yards, which will be key in this game, because I guarantee you there's going to be a few 3rd and shorts where Clemson's going to have to convert if they want to win this game. Now, because both these running back cores are so talented, I just went with a draw. I don't think there's really an advantage for either team in this category. I think both teams are very strong in this position. It'll come down to the defensive lines of each team, of how they can slow down the other running backs and put more pressure on the quarterbacks. And finally, for my last category, wide receiving. Alabama, of course, you got Judy, Ruggs, and Smith versus Clemson's wide receiving core of Higgins. Alabama fans, I'm going to close your ears on this one. Close your ears. Plug your ears in this one with Renfro and Ross. Now, both of these wide receiving cores are elite. I mean elite. Judy, Ruggs, and Smith are amazing. They can do a little shuffle and then they're gone. Like they done pass the DB, and all Tua's got to do is drop it in there to them. They do a great job of getting separation. But you look at Clemson's wide receiving core, they do a great job of that as well, especially Higgins and Ross. And Renfro is just a thorn in Alabama's side. Although they shut down Renfro last year, although Clemson did have Kelly Bryant, and this year they don't have Kelly Bryant. This year they have a better passer in Trevor Lawrence. So that'll be interesting to see if Alabama can shut down Renfro and Ross and Higgins. But both of these wide receiving groups will get some heavy loads of receptions in this game, because like I said, both of these secondaries are the weaknesses of these defenses. So I think both of these wide receiving cores will have a big game. Ultimately, I give the advantage to Clemson. I know Alabama fans, you might get mad at that one, but I just think Clemson has more depth, because there's a few wide receivers I didn't mention for Clemson that will have make a big difference in this game. And I just think they're better at one-on-one situations with Higgins and Ross. Now, Judy and Ruggs and Smith all can make one-on-one plays. I just think Clemson's wide receivers are better. Okay, there I said. I just think Clemson's wide receivers are better, and they can, I think, make a little bit more plays than Alabama's wide receiving core. Now, for my prediction for this game. Now, I got Clemson with 2 advantages. I got Alabama with 2 advantages. And I got a draw between the running backs between each team. So between all that, there's no advantage for either one of these guys. I know I didn't do offensive line or kicking or special teams. If you want me to do that one, I'll say offensive line. I think it's a draw. I think that one's a draw as well, and I think special teams is a draw. Now, if you had last year, if you had Alabama's punter and J.K. Scott, I would give the special teams advantage to Alabama. But they lost J.K. Scott to the NFL. So, and both punters are not that great. Both kickers are not that great. So, Greg Hugel for Clemson's not that good. He was better a couple years ago, but he's not. So, the other positions that I didn't mention are pretty even. Linebacking core, I might give the little edge to Alabama, but Clemson's right up there with them. So, but anyway, don't want to waste any more of y'all's time. My prediction for this game, I think this is going to be a wild national championship game. I think we're going to have back and forth scoring left and right, maybe a few turnovers here and there, maybe an interception by Clemson, an interception by Alabama, a fumble, something. There's going to be, I think, at least 2 turnovers in this game. Not by each team, but 2 turnovers total. Because both of these defenses are pretty good, and the D-line for both teams will cause the opposing offenses to have a little bit of trouble and force a turnover, in my opinion. Now, before I give my prediction, I want to say I am a Clemson fan till I die. Nothing will ever change that. Now, and I've been getting, my friends on this channel have been saying that I am biased towards Clemson. I pick Clemson every week. I pick Clemson on every game. Well, I'm not going to this time. It kills me to say this. Now, listen, I hope I am wrong. I hope I am wrong in this prediction. I just think that Trevor Lawrence is a freshman quarterback. Nick Saban doesn't have a lot of time to prepare, but he's got a few days to prepare for him. And I think Nick Saban and that defense is going to figure out a few ways to slow down Trevor Lawrence, shut down ETN a little bit, and make Trevor throw the ball. And I think Alabama gets maybe a pick or 2 on Trevor Lawrence. And in the end, I do have Alabama beating Clemson 38-33.
Oh my goodness!
I can't believe I just said that. As a fan, I'm going to be cheering for Clemson like crazy. And I hope I can come back on here next week and say that I was wrong. But as an analyst, and if I had to put money on it, I'm going to go with Alabama. It's kind of how it is, It kind of hurts. It feels weird. And I hope I am not banned from the Clemson community. I still love my Tigers. So. Get out here. Oh, that's the wrong way. Wait a minute. Get out here. That's ugly score. Anyways, guys, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed another episode of the Sports Craze. I will give you my reaction to this national championship game later next week after, of course, the game is over. So I hope you look forward to that and watch that one as well. Please comment down below, but be respectful. I've noticed on my Notre Dame Clemson preview, it got over 2,000 views. So thank y'all very much. I meant to mention that. Meant to mention that to y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching that video. 2,000. I mean, it's not any money, of course, yet, but it's a great milestone. But there is a few people that were kind of rude. But that's just YouTube. That's the world. So, but leave your comments down below, but please be respectful of my opinion and other people's opinions. And I know I'm probably going to say it again if a lot of people watch this video. This is a dumb redneck, don't know what he's talking about. I mean, my predictions this year have been pretty on point, so I'm not a dumb redneck. I might be a redneck, but I'm not dumb. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry. This video is probably going to be too long. I apologize for that. But thank you for watching the Sports Craze. Please subscribe to the channel. Please tell your friends and family to subscribe to the channel as well. And I will see y'all after the national championship game. Go watch it. Go enjoy it. I don't think I'll be able to enjoy it because I'm a Clemson fan and I will be sweating bullets the whole time. So y'all enjoy it while I'll be sweating. in watching the championship game. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. For Trent Davis, this is the Sports Craze, and I will see y'all next time.